It's James Holt back with another video. Today we're going to talk about what I want to call the online business progression from beginner to guru. This is a typical progression I see many people going through, myself included, and I just want to give you some perspective on the steps that there are in this online business journey that we're all on. So thank you very much for listening. We're going to upload this to YouTube as normal, and we're also going to start uploading to a podcasting platform where you can download and listen to these videos that are more audio focused. If you're listening to the podcast, you can go to startsellingstuff.com/podcast to download the files, just outlining all the key points that we're showing in the background on YouTube. So let's get right into it. The first step, and the way that I got into online business, the way I see lots of other people getting into online business, is with freelancing. Freelancing is great for a couple of reasons. It's easy to start, very low risk, you've got no startup costs, and you're going to make money right away. So as soon as you get your first job, you're going to get paid on an hourly basis or at the completion of the project, guaranteed. You have no risk involved. There's no chance of having to work for months and having no payoff at the end of that. It's what makes freelancing cool. It's a good way, a good sort of gateway into online business, because if you have never made money online, truly believing in the ability to make money online is hard when you've never done it, put it that way. Examples of ways you can get into freelancing are copywriting, web design, graphic design, basically any skill that you have that you can provide to others over the internet could be a good way to get into freelancing. What you want to do is get on a freelancing platform like Upwork. I used to do freelance copywriting on Upwork, and that's how I made my first money online. I tried to start a website, I tried to start a blog, and it just did not work at first until I started getting the skills that I learned from books and then applied to my copywriting for clients. That's when things started to click, and I was able to eventually move away from freelancing once I'd made some money and start building niche sites, which is where to this day I've made the most money. Once you've got a consistent cash flow coming in, you're making some money and you're fed up with the problems of freelancing, you can then move on to building a dropshipping store or a niche site. Preferably actually multiple niche sites, because you never know whether any single site is going to succeed. The advantages compared to freelancing are that you make money 24/7. Your income is not tied directly to the amount of work, the amount of hours you spend sitting at the computer. And you also don't have to hustle for clients the way you do on a freelancing platform like Upwork. The worst part about freelancing, I always found, was having to try and get jobs, because once you've got a job, you know that if you work an hour, you get paid for an hour's work at whatever your rate is. But the application process is basically free work, because you're spending, or not free work, but it's wasted time in the sense that you're sitting at the desk working, but you're not getting paid, and you're also not really learning much or doing interesting work or doing anything that will benefit you in the long run. You don't have that with niche sites or with dropshipping stores, because either you're getting your traffic to your site from Google, or you're using a platform like Facebook to get visitors to your site 24/7. The next advantage to these second steps, or the second better business models, is this higher income potential. your income potential is not capped at your hourly rate, or even if you're getting paid on a per project basis, it's still effectively sort of an hourly wage, because when people hire you, you're getting compared to people that are offering an hourly rate, and they're thinking, well, how long is this going to take you? How much is it going to cost? You're always kind of an hourly worker when you're freelancing. Now, those are the advantages, but on the other hand, you also have risk. When you build a dropshipping store, you're risking money and also time, of course. And there is never a guarantee that you will get any income from that. The money, the time might just be gone, and when it's gone for good. You're not getting that back, or at least you're not guaranteed to get that back. Same thing with niche sites. Although the startup costs are low for niche sites, you're going to spend a lot of time building them, and there's no guarantee that they will succeed and make you money. On the other hand, if they do succeed and make money somewhat consistently, you've then got an asset that you can sell. If you've got a store or a niche site making $1,000 a month profit, you can probably sell that for 12, 15, 20,000 US dollars. And whether you decide to sell or not becomes a choice. So it doesn't mean you have to sell it, but having the ability to do that is a huge advantage over freelancing. You can never sell your freelancing business as long as that's dependent on you doing work and getting paid for it. Final point is that dropshipping and niche sites are both far more interesting than freelancing. Frankly, I think everything is more interesting than freelancing. It's just freelancing is not fun, it's work. You're essentially an hourly worker online, getting paid your worth, hopefully, but it's a hustle. It's not fun, and it's a model that you'll want to move away from sooner or later. The next step up from dropshipping or niche sites is building an authority site, which, if you're paying attention, you'll realize this is the stage I'm currently at myself, and you're watching my attempt at an authority site. Here what you're doing is you're teaching people skills that they want to learn. Whatever you know, the skills you have, the knowledge you have, if there is a marketplace and there's interest in that skill or knowledge, you can sell that. Possibly the easiest way and a very profitable way to sell that is by producing digital products. The great thing about digital products is that you have these 100% gross margins. You don't have to buy products and then sell them at a higher price like you would with dropshipping. There's no cost to selling an extra ebook or an extra digital course. You create it with your time, energy, and some costs probably. But once it's there, and there's no marginal cost attached to selling more. Which also, of course, helps you grow, and whether you're getting free traffic or buying ads for your digital product business, you can scale that very effectively. Because as long as your ad cost is under the product price, you're essentially profitable, because you don't need to worry about the price of the product like you would if you were dropshipping. Now, authority sites are not only very profitable, but they're also enjoyable to do and probably the most fulfilling, at least of the three business models we've covered so far. I've yet to meet someone who has done dropshipping, niche sites or freelancing for a long time without burning out. You just get a desire to do something bigger, something more interesting, with time, and that desire is absolutely normal, and I recommend you give in to that. It's not to say you should jump around from project to project, but there is a time to move up the ladder, or down the ladder in the case of this sheet. There is a case to move on to bigger and better things. Typical niches for authority sites are teaching an instrument, teaching a language, or the big one, of course, how to make money online. There's tons others. You could add personal finances to this, you could add investing, stocks, real estate, you could add travel, dating, relationship advice, social skills, anything like that that you can teach online, and that there is broad interest and customers who are willing to pay for the information. Anything like that, you can build an authority site on it and sell your digital products and hopefully make a good amount of money. There's a common misconception that these experts or gurus that teach you how to make money online are all scammers, because, as the logic goes, if they're so good at making money, why do they have to make money by teaching others? Well, if you're reading between the lines, you already know the answer. It's more fulfilling, more enjoyable, and also more profitable than the tactics that they typically teach. Having said that, you have to go through these other steps before you can get on to this. Because you cannot teach people how to make money online. You cannot become successful at that unless you've had some success in another area. It's just very unlikely. Whatever you think of the big gurus, whether you think they're obnoxious, annoying, scammers, do realise that they do have skills, and the average person could not do the things they do. Your average person could not hop on YouTube and become Alex Becker. It's just not going to happen. You have to learn the skills and get to that level before you can teach others and make money by doing so. Finally, there is a final step, and that is building a real business. Put real business in quotes, or I should do, because any of these could be called a real business. But what I mean is essentially either a physical product or a software product. And not a little niche software, but one with broader appeal. An example would be Shopify. An example would be any keyword research tool. And here's where you can see that you can build on your experiences as an authority person, or as a dropshipper, or as someone who's built niche sites, and turn that into a real business. A great example is Red Supplements. It was created by two guys who had authority sites for men, and they eventually created their own physical product and their own supplement line, which at the time created quite a buzz. Software is another typical step up in terms of a bigger, better business model. It's a very good one if you're in the make money online niche, because you have insider information, you've got real knowledge and experience with different business models, and you can create tools that help people succeed in those businesses. So prime examples are keyword research tools for niche sites, which I think it's Longtail Pro was for a long time one of the most popular tools, and it was created exactly by someone who's done this process. He did niche sites, then he created an authority site about creating niche sites, and then he sold a product, a software product, that helps people build niche sites. Perfect example, if you want to see this in action, look up Longtail Pro. Again, you can't just jump to building a real business, because you need skills, you need experience, and you need money. You need to put money into a real business, and that money may disappear. So you have to have excess cash flow that you don't need to cover your rent or put food on the table. The advantage to a real business, I've been told, I haven't done it myself yet, but obviously the advantage is that it's far more scalable, and you can go to multi-million-dollar level, which is unlikely to happen with niche sites or freelancing, I'm afraid to tell you. So that's sort of a brief overview of a progression I see lots of people go through. I'm not telling you to rush through this and get to this fourth step as fast as possible. I just want to offer you perspective and show you that it's normal, whatever stage you're in, to feel an urge to move on to something bigger and better. You don't need to fight this urge, but what I would recommend you do is start moving up gradually. So if you're currently freelancing and making some money with that, don't just stop completely and move on to the second phase. Maybe reduce the amount of time you spend on freelancing slightly, keep making money there, and then start building something else, a dropshipping store or a niche site, with the extra time that you've reduced on your freelance work. So that way you still have the income coming in from the old freelancing jobs, because what you never want to do is move up and then move back because you failed at your niche site and you need the money coming in. So I recommend you move on to the next step, and once you're making more money, or you're making so much money here that it's no longer worth your time to work for $20 an hour on Upwork, that's when you can say, no more freelancing for me, I'm doing this full time. Again, same thing when you move on to authority sites, keep doing what you were doing before and slowly transition into doing more bigger brandable projects. That's really all I have to say on this today. If you're watching the video on YouTube, please do like the video and subscribe to the channel. We're going to be releasing videos every single day, as long as I can keep it up at least, and hopefully these videos are packed with value so you won't want to miss any of them. I still answer every single question you guys pose, so just drop them down in the comments or hit me up on Twitter and I will get back to you. We'll also be doing a subscriber and follower Q&A every week if we get enough questions, so you can look forward to that both on YouTube and also on the podcasting platform. Thank you very much for listening, and until next time.